You know where I am. I'm going to give you a tour today. Isn't that gorgeous?
But I think it's beautiful.
Tracy! Oh my gosh. Hello, I'm Di with Sister Chicks Quilting, and welcome to my channel. I just have to say, this has been the most fun, crazy summer. Things are just happening everywhere. Life is happening, and I apologize. I haven't filmed in a while. However, I've got a treat for you today. I think you're going to like it. But first, there's a couple of things I want to share with you that I think you'll be interested in. Number one is Sister Chicks Quilt Retreat. The tickets are available. They're on my website. Everybody asks when they can come and retreat with me. Well, the exact date is September 3rd through September 6th in Albion, Idaho. My website has all kinds of information about the retreat, and you can go into the store or there's links to purchase a ticket for Sister Chicks Quilt Retreat. Why should you come to Sister Chicks Quilt Retreat? Well, I think the number one reason is I have been told so many times that a lot of retreaters judge their retreat experience by mine. We have fun. You're welcome. You're pampered. I always bring a few projects, and I've got some fun ones for you this time with everything included. The food. Oh, marvelous. The food is so good you can't believe it. Yes, Michelle will be there to cook again. Yes, Bev will be there making her homemade bread. And yes, you will be there sharing it all with us. Again, the tickets are available on my website at sisterchicksquilting.com. So go pick one up because they're going fast. Secondly, I want to share with you that I'm going live this Saturday at 11 a.m. on Mountain Standard Time. So that's Saturday, June 21st at 11 a.m. Now, I'm only scheduled for an hour, but I'll tell you what, if there's a bunch of you on the call and you guys are shooting the questions back and forth, I'll stay on. But I'm having a friend join me. It is going to be a stitch and chat, so I've got a project I'm working on. But also my friend Lindsay from Caterpillar is joining me. They've got some new product that she wants to share with you guys. And I love their product. Sorry, engineer. But anyway, and she's such a sweet gal. I just love her. And I think she said she's going to do a giveaway. So we will do a live giveaway during the live. You're going to want to join the live. There will be a thumbnail that you can click on it so you get notification. And I'll see you on Saturday. And may you win the Caterpillar prize. I have no idea what she's handing out, but it's going to be fun. Maybe I'll hand something out too. Should I? Join me and you'll see. Third, I want to talk about the quilt behind me. Can you guys see that it is block number 1? In fact, here it is. Da, 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 da. Block number 1. Well, I told you that I've had a lot of family here. My granddaughter Jillian, who just graduated magna cum laude and is going away via scholarship to a university, is going to be staying in the dorms, and all of the beds are all of the beds are extra long twin. They're platform type beds, you know, dorm room style with the desk under them. And I said, well, what quilt are you taking? What bedding? And she goes, I don't know. And I said, I'd like to make you a quilt. And she says, I said, what would you like? And she said, I really like what's on your quilt wall, Grandma. And she said, I've never seen quilts like it before. And I says, well, that is called scrappy. Jillian said, I guess I'm a scrappy girl. So I'm going to make this one into a twin extra long. How deep is a dorm room mattress? The engineer and I thought maybe 10 inches, but is it shorter? Should I make the drop, which is from the top of the bed down, because I want just enough to cover the mattress? Do you think 10 inches on all sides around will work? What are your thoughts on the overhang? I really couldn't find anything on the internet. And the size of an extra long twin is 38 wide by 80 inches long. Last thing I wanted to talk to you about, it's spring quilt show season. We had the Upper Country Quilt Show here in Idaho, which I did not make it to because of graduation and travel. I wanted to enter something in it, but I just did the one quilt show, the one right here in my little hometown, but I filmed it for you. And I've gone through, I've commented, I do close-ups. Man, I just love quilt shows. There's so many talented people. I actually had 4 quilts in the quilt show, and sadly I didn't win an award. But here's how the awards are given at this quilt show. It's just all the local businesses and elected officials pay for a ribbon, and they just go pick their favorite quilt, which is an honor, you know, in and of itself, that someone likes your quilt enough to hang a ribbon on it, but they're not judged, which it's kind of a friendly, fun way to do things. And so I like it. Apparently nobody in Emmett liked my style. So, oh well. So without further ado, I bring you the Emmett Cherry Festival Valley of Plenty Quilters Quilt Show. You enjoy. They always do the Quilts of Valor down this row. And let's start out with this one. Someone, I don't know if they used a pattern or not, but this is fun material. I'm going to give you a close-up of the fabric. All those fun stars. It's quilted in stars. Someone had a blast when they quilted it, just drawing stars. And that's the first one. Now this is a pattern we've seen before with the friendship stars on the side. And it's done more in the not quite bright white, but a little bit creamy. And does this panel look exactly like something you've seen before? Look at that. Someone did this one like that one. Interesting, isn't it? Just a totally different look. Isn't that fun? And they quilted this in a variegated thread. I love variegated thread. Here, let me go here. You can see. I love variegated red, white, and blue thread on Quilts of Valor. This one is called Idaho, and they put a heart for Emmett because they live here in Emmett, and they've used flowers. This is a pattern that's been out there, and it's very cute. Oh, I know the lady who made this one. Isn't that a darling quilt? Ooh, you know what? This quilt really looks like it is cross-stitched, but it's not. It is the fabric on there. And this was, she calls this spinning. Now, this lady, Kathy Arbiter, I quilt for her some. This is her other long arm quilter that has quilted it for her. But isn't that a great illusion? It's the fabric. Take a look at the close-up of the fabric. It totally looks like it's been cross-stitched, and you know it hasn't. Isn't that a great look? Oh my gosh, look at this quilt. I think you guys have seen it before. This is one that I made, and I call it Silly Goose because there's a silly goose in it. We thought it would be really cool to do awesome custom quilting on it, and it is. It's filled with custom quilting. Let me show some of it to you. However, you can't see it very well because we chose thread that was a little bit lighter. It's light blue thread, and each one of these large flying geese has got this design in it. It's just not one that's going to show up quilt. Isn't that pretty? It's 2 fabrics. Don't you love just 2 colors? It really makes a statement. If you take a look at it, it's a very simple design. It's called When This You See, Remember Me, and this one got the Mayor's Award. Oh, look what's across, called Snowman Village. Isn't that cute? Now, this one is made by Treasure Valley Quilt Makers in Ontario, and I guess it's a raffle quilt that they entered, and they are selling that. I'm going to show you this little block. I've made it before. This is a challenge quilt, so there's a lot of them. And the block is called Love Notes. Look how cute all of these quilts are. Oh, I didn't know Cheryl Whistle is in here. I know her. How fun. Now look at this version of the same block. I think the borders they used are absolute darling.
No, I don't want it that way.
Little roses, little dots. It's fun because it's all scrappy quilt blocks. This looks like it's a panel. It's called The Peace and Hope of Christmas. Very pretty and very subtle colors with some really pretty borders. This one is another one. This is more my style of Christmas because it is bright colors and it's called Nestled in the Trees. Isn't that cute? With the cute cabins, the 2-story cabins. I think it's so much fun. This is called Aztec Trails. Pretty colors, isn't it? And it's cowboy fabric. In fact, this is some Riley Blake fabric. I recognize it. There's barbed wire. I have this design out. Cowboy boots, sheriff stars, horseshoes. That's really cute. Memories of Alaska. So someone went to Alaska. I don't know if they bought the panel there or not, but it's kind of fun. They've got it quilted in like clouds. Big old moose in the middle of it. Star double point variation. You know what? These stars look a little bit like flowers to me, while the other ones really look like stars. And this appears to be hand quilted, I think. Let's get a little closer and see. Sure enough, it's got some big stitch quilting on. Check it out. Isn't that nice? Someone's put a lot of handwork in that. These are hand appliqued. I like the way it looks. This one, I know who made it. This one is called Maple Donuts. Isn't that fun? And this one is made by our own Beverly Barons. I know because I quilted it for her, and we quilted it in a swirly pattern that looked a little bit like Cinnabons. In fact, the funny thing is the color of thread on this one is maple thread. Isn't that amazing what you can do with scraps? And that's how Beverly quilts. This is all scraps. Here is another patriotic quilt, and that flag is pieced. Let me get a little closer. It's simply called a flag quilt. Shall we go check her points out on her stars? Yep, there's points. Oh, she cut one off. You know what? It's a darling quilt. The flag is actually flying on a very light blue batik, so it's like in the sky. The whole quilt is quilted in a light blue thread. It's neat. Joanne Hopkins did this one called Blooming Delightful. Can you see all the Tula pink fabric in it? I can. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the 4 quadrants on it. Shoot, you want to see the quilting close up? Because someone's done a lot of work on this custom quilting. Look at that. This one won a business award from Emmett Floral. How fun this one would be to quilt. And then in the center, it's just all echoing those flowers. How fun is this? Moving on. This is like a Baltimore album to me. It's called A Tribute to William Morris. Isn't that pretty? This is a lot of hand applique. The thread on this background is just really hard to pick up any quilting at all, but it's there. Very pretty, very traditional. April in Paris. My guess is it's the fabric that gave it that name. This is the Carpenter Star. Been quilted in fleur-de-lis. Look, there's the Eiffel Tower on it. So they went with a little French theme. I like a quilt where you can see the quilting on it. Look at this 9-patch. It's called Prairie Chain. A lot of this is Lori Holt fabric. Look at, yeah, this is a Lori Holt fabric. I believe this is, I know this is, I think it's all Lori Holt fabric. Isn't that a gorgeous quilt? Very classic, very traditional. I'm going to show you next what's called the Swan Family Quilt. There's a lot of personal items in this. Someone has made quilts with all kinds of hankies. I see 2 or 3 on here. This was some kind of a little bag. This was either a little table topper or a hanky. And look what they have on here. Some very, very old fabric. Look at the flowers.
That's the image floral. Okay, and there it is. Okay. All right, so now I gotta get serious.
All right.
Okay.
It says, I made this quilt in 2000. It has seen heavy use, so I've refurbished it extensively 2 different times. I threw everything at it but the kitchen sink. There's some old fabric. It's all hand stitched. Amazing. Look at the sock monkeys on it. Isn't that adorable? With this little bum and the tail sticking out. This is my quilt. Scrappy block number 4 quilt. You guys have seen it. And what do you think of the binding? I had fun putting the binding on it. I love the colors on it. I wanted a scrappy binding. And that's what I got. And then it has a lot of fun things in it. Like there's some cherries right there. There's crabs on it. There's seahorse on it. There's just about everything on it, but you've seen it. So let's move on. This is called Crossed Path, and it has got some beautiful custom quilting on it. I'm gonna stand back and let you get a good look at it. Very pretty. I'm gonna show you some of the details of the custom quilting. So she's done feather rings around it. Little designs in it. A lot of tiny stipple. I like that border. This is called Chickadees in the Woods. Isn't that cute?
I'll put it on Beverly.
The fabric is darling. It's got little chickadees. Isn't that cute fabric? Oh my gosh. This is called 80,000 pieces. Holy freaking cow. Oh my gosh. This is the ultimate in scrap quilt. I am so in love with this quilt. Holy cow. Yes, we're going in to see it. I want to go up close and see it. So it just, okay, look at these blocks. Isn't that amazing? They're smaller than ½ an inch. So, I'm sure it's paper pieced. While you're oogling over those blocks, it's an adaptation of a pattern by averyspecialcollection.com. This quilt was made over a 10-year period between other projects. The original pattern was a 20 by 20 wall hanging, but I ordered 8 more tissue paper piece patterns to expand the size. This quilt actually made a dent in my scrap basket. I think it might. While putting it together, we counted how many diamonds are in the quilt, and each has 17 sections. So there are over 8,000 pieces of fabric. This is incredible. And it got the business choice. Isn't that something else? fun. I love it.
And she has hair, if I remember right. And she has a lot of hair.
It's called a vintage blossom, but it's like grandma's flower garden. A lot of it is Lori Holt fabric, all vintage. Isn't that just pretty? And it won an award. Yet another red, white, and blue quilt. I can't tell if this eagle is pieced or not. Yes, it is. It's pieced and appliqued. How fun. These are cool stars with the stripes on them, don't you think? I'm gonna stand back and let you look at this one more time. Then the next one you're going to love. This is called Solarium. And my friend Gail Wester made this. Isn't this just gorgeous? I believe these are paper pieced stars. She's incredible with color, and let's see how she quilted it. She may have quilted it on her own machine, and I think she did. It was a So Kind of Wonderful pattern, and she quilted this on her domestic. Here, I'm gonna show you some of the blocks so you can do it too, man. Isn't it neat how they nest, how this star nests into that star? Oh, Gail sent me a few pictures of this while she was making it. I just love it. So pretty. This is probably one of my faves so far. This is called Wheels of Freedom. It also won an award. Looks like they did some, oh, my friend Sharon Boltman did this one. You can't see the quilting on it, maybe this way. See, it's again got a feather circle. If you want that quilted on your quilt, I have that pattern, that exact pattern. And I've done it several times. Ooh, this Lone Star. You know, I have never done a Lone Star, but these colors really speak to me. I love that color of green. Isn't that a pretty color of green? She's machine quilted it. She's put the same design in each color. So all the yellow are the same, the orange are the same, the green, the blue, everybody has their own design. And it's hard to see what's in the middle. But look at that quilting. Nice, huh? And then look at this wild border. Or not border, I should say binding. Look at this wild binding. Just something that is just out there. How fun is that? So this quilt, I'm gonna read about it. It's called All the Troubles. She's been quilting for 8 months, and this is her 6th quilt. She did a Dresden block with that Dresden tippy border. She named this quilt All the Troubles because of the many troubles this quilt gave her. So she joined a group on Facebook that sell used fabric scraps and asked if anybody knew of Kansas Troubles. The response was overwhelming. So this is Kansas Troubles fabric. And I've seen a lot of table runners that do this with a Dresden plate where they flip them over and they kind of make a caterpillar look. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty quilt. This won a Jim County Commissioner Award. And this one is mine. It's called Chandelier Hearts. And you know what's interesting? I've had 4 people ask me for this pattern. I'm surprised. I don't know why. I love it. It's going on my guest bed. Here, look at the border that we put on it. Actually, Michelle quilted this. She put this rope border on it. And then I picked this design out for the center. I love this quilt. It's gonna be fun to have on my guest bed. My Village. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is her family. Look, she's got her family in all the homes. Look at that. That's cute.
Socks, I mean, you need to do king size.
Very personal quilt. To have everybody, all of your family members, printed and put in houses. This is very, very cute. Good job, Gretchen. And this is called Chillin' with My Gnomes. The fabric's really cute. I have a hard time picking out the beards from the background, but it's very, very cute. Oh, this is Zelda. That's a video game, Zelda, and she has stitched it up. Remember the love letters we saw at the first? This is my friend Donna Schmidt. So this is her version of it. I guess it was too big to go with the others. Her husband Verl Schmidt is the one who makes the seam rippers, which I love. Isn't that pretty? Good job, Donna. Scatter garden. Very, very pretty. Almost looks like a sampler block. It probably is a bit of a sampler quilt. How cute. This one is just, I say just, it's a pineapple quilt. Aren't they fun? She set it up so she had that dramatic look between the dark and the light. This fabric is really pretty. And then she has used all different kinds of low volume prints. And if you've been hanging out with me on my channel, you know what low volume prints are, right? These are low volume prints, okay? All right, I'm gonna turn around because behind me there are more. Oh my goodness. Look at all the wildlife on this quilt. Fun. Horses, birds, buffalo. This is called In the Shadow of the Tetons. God. Look at, see the bird there? There's the bird. Let's find the buffalo. Well, there's the horse. Yeah, there's the horse and there's the horse. So it was coordinated fabric. That's pretty cool. This is Bev Barron's quilt. She calls it Mystical Prairie Dreams. This one amazes me. Let me tell you about this quilt. I can tell you because I quilted it and I know. This is her Kansas Troubles. She loved the colors from Kansas Troubles, the fabric, and this design just seemed to fit them. Now, here's what Bev does. She makes the quilt, and then she picks the border out to go with it. What? Can you believe that? Different fabric line completely. And she found this. I remember when we quilted it, I just was in awe. I couldn't believe it. And guess what, Bev? You got an award. I love this quilt of Bev's. How pretty. This quilt is a gift for Bev's granddaughter's wedding. And she calls it a walk through the forest because she wanted it to have that feeling. And oh, she won an award on it too. Way to go, Bev. Michelle actually quilted this for Bev, and Bev wanted leaves and acorns because there's oak leaves in here. So Michelle put all of these acorns in. She made up the pattern and put all of these acorns in next to the oak leaves. See that? Isn't that cool? And when you get up close, you see that these batik pieces are pretty much all kinds of leaves. I think it is just gorgeous. This pattern is called the Buckeye Beauty pattern. This is another one of Bev's. And I told you she makes massive quilts, right? Look at her cornerstones. Isn't that pretty? Her flange binding. She is the queen of flange binding. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It really sets it off. She's bound it in the same color as the border, and she flanged it. Beautiful. Very beautiful Bev. We'll call this the Bev Barron's Wall of Fame here. It's another giant one. And it's like red, white, and blue to me. It's called Bridle Path, Bridle. It's a tribute to brave women of the 1930s American Depression. The sashing represents the pack horse librarians traveling trails and paths in the mountains of Kentucky, delivering books and spreading literacy to remote areas in the 1930s. I think it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. But you're going to want to be up close and see some of these blocks. Look at that. Isn't that a fun windmill there? And this looks like it was done in Civil War fabric, but I would say bright Civil War fabric. I know this one. Lynn Lohman made this one. She's a member of the guild. She's the sweetest lady. And she brought it to me to quilt. Now, her husband is always cold. We double batted this one. So this has a double layer of wool batting in it. Isn't that beautiful? She picked out all of these fabrics herself. It was not a kit. I love her colors. Let's go in and take a look at it. She's a really good quilter. Look at the points. All the stars in the center. This pattern is by Wing and a Prayer. It was the 2023 Valley of Plenty Quilters raffle quilt. She liked the pattern. It took her a year to pick out the colors and almost 8 months to be brave enough to place it. So, Lynn, I'm going to give you a great big applause for placing the colors. I think you did an excellent job. And I got to quilt it for her. I was so thrilled. It won a business award. Oh, I love the colors. Disappearing pinwheel illusion. How fun. Aren't those just fresh, sherbety colors? Oh, I think a little girl would adore this quilt. It was a mystery quilt that she made at a Valley of Plenty Quilters retreat. It was based on a tutorial from Jenny Doan and taught by Lynette Goodwin. I just think it's adorable. Ooh, this is called Modern Sawtooth Star. Very striking. Oh, very, very striking. I love it. She said she experienced with colors normally combined while using scraps after organizing my solids to make this original sawtooth quilt. Well, you did a good job, Roberta. This is called Lydia's Quilt. It's a log cabin block, and there's some satin in it. Let's see. It's a copy of her great-great-grandmother's quilt from Pictures and Stories Told. Grandma bought fabric by the bolt, navy blue for boys' pants, white for boys' shirts, pink for girls' dresses and blouses, and light blue for a skirt. Then she had 3 fabrics to make a quilt, navy, pink, and white. She even added a little piece of her satin wedding dress. Look at that. See that? Do you remember the mystery quilt? Well, look at this. Darling! A little brighter colors, same quilt. Isn't this adorable? Oh my gosh, I think I need to make this quilt. This is just fun. Again, it's Disappearing Pinwheel Illusion. Shirley Campbell made this one. And it was made at their, it was the mystery quilt at their retreat. I love the border color. What a darling quilt. So you can go this way, or this way, or this way. Or this way, or you can stop at this cowboy panel. So Emmett's very rural. There's a lot of cowboy themed stuff here. This panel is called The Working Cowboy. Very nice panel. I love this fabric. 3 Weeks in Australia by Trish Robertson. So she's pieced it, and there's embroidery on it, which is hand embroidery. Let's start looking for, oh, here's the embroidery. Look, it's around the medallions. Look at that one. Look at this border she's put on. A little aboriginal, don't you think? Because all of this fabric is from Australia. And look at is that a kiwi up there or a emu? I don't know. But it looks very Aussie. Oh, look at this bird. Maybe it's a kookaburra, but look, the tail's embroidered. The wing is embroidered on. This is really fun. What a fun quilt. Very fun. Farmhouse cross. Pretty, isn't it? Very subtle. You know, I'm standing here looking at it, and you really don't see the cross as much when you're looking at it, but when I look through the lens, the cross really stands out. Good job. And it's got pretty quilting. Look at this cute bookshelf quilt. Oh my gosh. And the person who made it, Gretchen Witt, I love her sense of style. She has really personalized it. She got a business award. Look what she's done here. She's the one that did the houses with all the family on it. So apparently she found some cameras, put them on top of books, and look at these teacups. These are actual doilies. And look, there's a little goldfish bowl. How cute. But look what's sitting on top of these books. A picture frame. Isn't that hilarious? And then look at this cat. This is hilarious. Thread art. Can you see that? This is all thread art that makes it so wonderful. And it may have been, it looks like it was a printed cat, but she really enhanced it by doing all of this thread art. Here's some books. Amelia and Little Women. She has a plant on top of the bookshelf and a watch. American Muscle Cars. I bet those are books that they actually have with an American muscle car. And she even has a sewing machine and a picture book of Alaska. The Nightmare. You know what? I bet you money these are books of hers. That is darling. Good Night Moon. Oh, the places you'll go. Look at these. Isn't that fun? She's got these old books. I wonder, you know what? She's taken pictures of books. These are her books because that's what that is. That is a picture. The Farm and House Encyclopedia. You don't see fabric like this. She has taken pictures and printed them and put them on. Holy cow, I love it. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. That is really something else. This is called Which Way. These are panels, and someone has done some art on them, and they've just taken part of the panel, I believe. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look this up. This is quite interesting. Let's look at that fish. See the quilting on the fish? Let's see, it's hard to see. Looks real, doesn't it? And there's the elk calling. Look at this bird. Uh-huh. Cool. Look at the veins she did in the leaf. Isn't that awesome? Sauce. Oh my goodness. Standing back and taking a full look at this quilt. Very pretty. So that's the bear paw block. And which way? Because look, they're all facing different. Beautiful quilt. Beautiful work on it. Nice quilting. Nice work, Brenda Grout. Isn't that a cute stack and whack? They're sure fun to make. Again, Elaine Armstrong made it. These are all Elaine Armstrong's, and they're celebrating her because she joined the Valley of Plenty Quilters in 1985, and she just celebrated her 40th anniversary as a member. That is really cool. So they're focusing on some of her quilts. Scrappy flowers. You know how much I love Scrappy. I think this is adorable. Wow. Cute, isn't it? That's neat to be in a club 40 years. The only thing I'm in is in next year's my wedding anniversary for 50 years. I've never been in a club that long or worked at a job that long. Here's a sampler she did. It's called Red and Green Sampler, and it's in Civil War color fabrics. What a cute, fun sampler that is. And she's embroidered things like this. Life is like a patchwork. Make it precious day by day. Have a pattern for your life, adding fun along the way. Oh, here's my favorite one, guys. A bad day quilting is better than a good day cleaning. Isn't that the truth? Wow. This is such a beautiful sampler quilt. And they gave it an award. How fun is that? This picture that you see right here is a picture of Lady DH. She manages to get in a lot of my lives, and she lives right here in my little town of Emmett, Idaho. Well, I ran into her at the grocery store a while back, and she is like the teeniest, tiniest things. I mean, I was squatting and she was on her tiptoes. Literally, she hits me right here, you guys. And she's such a cutie. But anyway, I wanted to introduce you to Lady DH. If you ever run into me, say hi. And I don't know, maybe you'll make it on my video. So I'm here at my friend Sharon Boatman's quilt, and it's called Simple Blessings. Well, it's all applique, and look, it's got 2 awards on it. It's a gorgeous quilt. What's exciting about this quilt is the applique. It's like freezer paper, and the edges of it, look at her work. Can you see a stitch in there? I know, right? She puts us to shame on how she's so good at quilting, but you know, Sharon is a perfectionist. Let's take a look at the border. Very pretty on the border. It's a very nice border. Anyway, these are her favorite colors, and I just wanted to share that with you. This next quilt is called Amarigan. I don't understand what the name means, but we'll figure something out. It's very modern looking to me. And they have an old-fashioned quilting design on it. The pattern is called Tokens of the Past. I just have to tell you that Bev is an incredible piecer. Look at the details in this quilt, and this is really one that looks fantastic when you're standing back from it. And again, she puts the border on last, and rarely does she have the border print in her quilt, but I see it on this one. So there's some border print right here, and here's her border. So that's new for Bev. Then I want to show you this quilt. I think this quilt is absolutely stunning, and I don't know anything about it. LOL. It's mine. I love this so much. It's called Pineapple Blossom, and Bev made one that was plaid, and it inspired me, and I had this fabric. I put this together. Love the quilting on it. And you've probably seen it because it hangs in my shop. Stunning! It's another award winner. This quilt pattern, the quilt is called The Mountains Are Calling. It's beautiful, isn't it? But you know what's beautiful? The custom quilting. Oh my goodness. Let's start with the snow peaks. Can you see the feathers on them? Maybe this one, yeah, this is better. So there's lines that give it height. There's feathers. And then in the valleys, look at, there's little snowflakes and little curls down there. And that's just on the snows, on the snowy mountains. Then look at the trees. Isn't that fun? It gives movement to these trees. Now the background is just a simple meander, but look at the flying geese in the sky. I love what she's done in the flying geese. Isn't that fun? Hey, Verl just stepped in. How you doing, bud?
Doing okay?
What do you have in your hand there?
Well, I have a pen someone who's interested in.
Oh.
Trying to track them down.
Oh, okay. So Verl's the one that makes my stiletto seam rippers. And if you've been to my retreat, you might have found them in the VIP bags. And you have a booth here?
Yes.
We're of course going to come and see you, Verl. So he's just one of the local Emmett boys, but he's one of the good local Emmett boys. We have some rowdy ones here. Anyway, has the show been busy, Verl?
It's picking up today.
Picking up today. So I picked a bad day to come and finish my filming. But thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. We're gonna go in for a hug, which you guys didn't see on camera. Because if I turn it off, I'll stop recording. Okay, here's the more details of that quilt. Isn't that fun? I love this quilt. The name of the pattern is The Mountains Are Calling, and it's a one sister quilt pattern design. Oh, there's a Harry Potter quilt. That's fun. This lady has got a lot of quilts in, this Wilma Coates. She does a lot of embroidery. And there's Hogwarts Castle in the middle, and then she ties her quilts. Cute, huh? Very cute. Any child would absolutely love that. Let's take a look at this one. This one is, This one is by Beverly Behrens, and she calls it Autumn Braid. And she put this together, I know, because I quilted it for her, and she put it together without a pattern. It's just a French braid pattern. But look how she used all of her scraps in this. Yes, that is scraps in that. And she blended them together. And then I'm going to go up and show you. She wanted it done in maple leaves. So can you see the maple leaves in there in the quilting? And we thought we should complement it with maple colored thread. So it's quilted in maple colored thread with maple leaves. You know what? Quilt shows are wonderful. You meet the neatest people. And guess who this is? This is CJ Adams from Boise. And you will remember the quilt that she made that so impressed me last year. It was called Mr. 300. It was the bowler. And I'm going to put a little shot in the corner of this video to remind you of that fantastic quilt.
Thank you,
CJ, thanks for introducing yourself.
Well, I watch you all the time, just
Oh
about
my
every
gosh.
morning. So I've seen you make these quilts and the Three Amigas Quilt Retreat. And the wrapping you girls did, that was so funny.
We were a little out of, I don't know why I decided that we had to do that. But
It was beautiful, and it was perfect. And I will be getting to a retreat soon, I promise.
I'd love to have you. CJ's husband takes a lot of care right now, and so she's got to be careful about where she goes and how she does. And so we appreciate running into you, and I appreciate you saying so. Thank you so much.
I appreciate running into you and everything you post. I love it. I watch it. Please keep it up. It's so important to
Okay.
all of us in the quilting
I
community.
need more people like CJ.
We
More viewers
need
like
more of you.
CJ. So thank you for saying hi, and you enjoy the rest of the
You
show,
too.
okay?
Thank you,
All
Di.
right, bye. Love you.
Love you.
Look at this quilt. It's called Wildwood, and it looks pretty simple. There's some fun appliques on it, Isn't that neat? And getting up close, oh, you know what? They're laser cut. Yep. I think laser cut appliques are so pretty. I've done a couple of them myself, and this one has got all of the wildlife on it. Look at the fisherman. Isn't that neat? This is fun, and it's a simple edge-to-edge quilting, but it was a shop hop kit from one of the stores, Stitch and Snip, and I believe that's up in Garden Valley, and it won an award. I'm gonna take you deep into the African jungle. Look at the mama giraffe, isn't it darling? You know what this quilt is called? Shorty. Isn't that hilarious? Someone sure had fun with that. And you know what I just noticed? Look at this fabric here. It looks like giraffe skin. Isn't that just the coolest? And it was quilted in dragonflies. Someone did a really good job on that. Well, that's a pretty drunkard's path, isn't it? Look at those colors. So they've used 4 colors on that, and then the border fabric is part of it. So just 4 fabrics on that quilt, but doesn't it look nice? And you guys know these quilts are sideways because of how they're hanging, right? I always like to look at the quilting, and you can always see it on the solids, and sometimes on the light fabrics and the dark fabrics, you can't see it as well. You need to see it on something like this. This is called Sunday Blues. Keep talking. So there's some ladies here looking at this quilt with me, and this is all applique. Cinda Jensen did it. Here's the funny story about this quilt. One of the members told me last night that this was a quilt kit that somebody bought, and they didn't do it and had it on their shelf, and they passed it to another lady in the guild who didn't do it. And they passed it to another lady in the guild who didn't do it. And Cinda Jensen finally ended up making it. So it's had several owners, and she is doing all of her own quilting on this. Now, she quilts on a domestic. Isn't that incredible? That's why I'm showing you the quilting, because she quilts this on her domestic. Take a look at the whole thing again. Pretty, right? Those are pretty colors, aren't they? Very simple pattern. Pomegranates and Pine is the name of it. Look at this fabric. That's why she called it Pomegranates and Pine. It's a beautiful piece of fabric. And it's quilted by hand. So I'm going to give you a close-up of that hand quilting. Traditional hand quilting is wonderful to see. Oh, she's got like a circle in here. I do love the colors on this quilt. The pattern is from a Leisure Arts publication, and she made it up from looking at one of those. Ta-da! Look at this, another snowy mountain. Oh, I love the flying geese border. I love the border that's black like this, that's kind of curvy. Let's read about, oh, this is Mount Hood. I started this quilt in 1995 at her first quilt camp. At subsequent camps, I would add more layers with new classes. There are 3 or 4 different styles of applique, 2 or 3 different piecing classes, and she made it up as she went. Valley of Plenty Quilters gave me the push to finally finish it, and I will live in my living room on the wall. And Jeannie Critchlow did this. Isn't this fun? Let's take a look at this tree. That's thread art done with the machine. So she's machine quilted this. And I bet she's done it on, I don't know if she's done a long arm or not, but look, there's a sun she's put in. There's some rays coming. And there's kind of some swirly clouds, but this is one of my favorite things here, are these pine needles on this tree. And I thought this was in the fabric, but look, it's up here. Oh, wow, that is wonderful. Oh my goodness. Look at the swirly snow of Mount Hood. The bear paw blocks. Isn't that beautiful? I'm glad it won an award. That is so gorgeous. These quilts are inspiring. I'm hearing some ladies being inspired over there. This one is called Luminous Star. And I don't know if that's the pattern. I have seen this star out there many times. It's the Luminous Star block. Okay? So she took a workshop and made this. Isn't that pretty? And then had it machine quilted. What a lovely quilt to snuggle under. She's got the roses fabric here, and in the border, the roses fabric. Isn't that beautiful? This is called a Mexican star dance. Ooh, it's pretty. Oh my gosh, my friend Bonnie Watson did this one. She's incredible. I knew she quilted. We've talked about it a lot. Way to go, Bonnie. Look at this. Look at these stars, how on the end they come out and they just kind of disappear into the background. That is so pretty. This one, Bonnie made for her daughter. She has 7 sons and 1 daughter, and all the daughter-in-laws have gotten quilts. This is the one that she finally made for her daughter, and I think it's just beautiful. What do you think of this one? It's a gorgeous, classic log cabin. This is another one of Bev Barron's quilts. I love the piano keyboarder. It is so apropos with this quilt. Isn't that gorgeous?
But I think it's beautiful.
Tracy! Oh my gosh, we need to film a picture with you. Now look at the green dot. Another one of the best parts of coming to the Quilt Show is running into your friends. And this is my dear, dear friend, Tracy Loftus.
Hi.
I love her. She has come to my retreats in the past. She's my neighbor. Did you know Bonnie Watson did that quilt right there?
That's awesome.
I know, that beautiful blue one. Anyway, we're standing in front of Bev Barron's quilts, and Tracy has eaten Bev's bread.
Very yummy.
I know. Anyway, it's so much fun to see you. What have you been up to, girl?
Actually, what have we been doing? Softball.
Softball? Oh.
Softball. We're done, though. We're
Tracy's
done.
highly
finished.
involved in her granddaughters, and so I think those are her 2 loves. Well, your husband's in there somewhere in your God.
He's on the top.
But the grandkids get a lot of love from this sweet lady. So
Or travels, too.
Yeah. Are you working on any projects, quilting projects?
I have a bunch of them.
Okay.
Bunch
and
of things.
Tracy recently got a long arm, and
Yes.
she has been taking a lot of Angela Walters lessons.
Yep, free motion quilting.
And it's just so much fun to see her progress and get better and better and better. So thanks for saying hi, girlfriend.
Anytime.
And I hope you can work it out to come to retreat. But
We're working on it.
good. Well, we'll
Thanks.
hold a spot for you. Love you.
See ya.
All right.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Look at this gorgeous quilt. This pattern is called Brunswick Sampler. And this lady who's done it has made it out of Tula's fabric. It's a traditional quilt pattern, but I think she nailed it modern with the colors and the quilting. Wait till you see the quilting. So, Joanne Hopkins, you did an excellent job with, let me see if I can get a good, there we go. There you can see, she's got a big medallion in the center. Isn't that pretty? And I just love negative space quilting. It is so cool. It brings so much interest. Here, there you go. So she has all these feather stripes and flowers on the negative space quilting on the corners. But she's got Tula's fabric on there. Isn't that the best? These colors just kind of, I love them because they're so much fun. This is Bev Barron's. I chose the design. You know what it's quilted in? It's quilted in roses. And look, it got an award. When Bev brought this to me, I was so excited. It has roses all over it, so we quilted it in little roses everywhere. You see that? This is called Strawberry Swirls by Cozy Quilt Designs is the name of the pattern. This is one of the rare quilts where she does the border. I think you've seen the two that she's actually used the border in one of the blocks itself. The background fabric is fun. It's little pin dots. Isn't that just cool? Way to win an award. Okay, look at this scrappy babe. Oh, I love it. It's called Hunting Trip. I'm going to read you the story about this quilt. After I lost my eyesight, I had to get help finishing the quilt. A very nice lady, Judy Legg, helped me square it up and put borders on the squares. It came together and was quilted by Linda McLean. Now it's finished with some lovely embroidery by Judy Legg. Wyatt still has another year of high school. This will be his graduation present. I hope he enjoys it for a long time. So she started this when Wyatt was little. I don't know if he's a grandson or a son, but it's called Hunting Trip. Now look at the little pictures inside, and they're from fabric. There's a little canoe scene, and they all have this shape in the center, and they're scrappy. That's fun. I love scrappy quilts. And then look at the border fabric. So Emmett has a lot of farmers, horsemen, hunters, and quilts like this are all over the place. They're really, really neat. But the scrappiness of this just really draws me to it. You know what? This is called an organic churn dash. Oh my gosh, how fun is that? This is an adaptation from the book Organic Applique by Kathy Doughty. And look what she has. Look at this flange binding. Isn't that pretty? By the way, I have this fabric in my stash. Can you see the churn dashes in there? There's only 6, and they're the colored blocks. And look at the strip going down here and across the bottom. This is really fun and creative. And then when you look at the quilting on it, she's just echoed her appliques. This looks like it's got a lot of Australian fabric in it, or Aboriginal fabric. It has a little bit of an Aboriginal feel. In fact, I think that is the Aboriginal fabric right there on that star. Pretty neat, don't you think? And you know what these flowers look like? Oh, they're embroidered. I think this is, remember the Australian quilt? I think this is the same lady, because that's the same method around these flowers, how she's embroidered around them. They look like proteas. Ta-da! Look at this pretty quilt. Wow. Our assessor gave her award to this quilt. You know why she picked it? I know why she picked it, because Holly loves purple. One time our assessor's door on her home was purple. She's such a cute lady. And how fun to pick out this beautiful purple quilt for her award. This was a mystery quilt by Diane Goraki. She went to a mystery quilt retreat sponsored by Bluebird Quilt Store in Nampa, Idaho, and made this quilt. And I've done that before. In fact, I did it with Bluebird Quilt Shop. But look it's quilted in butterflies. So on a mystery quilt, if you've never made one, what you do is they just say you need a medium, a light, a dark, a floral, and put them together, and they tell you how much you need, and you go and you just start sewing, and you have no idea what you have until you're done. It's really cool. Time flies. This is a fun, classy quilt. Isn't it darling fabric? Oh my gosh, it's darling fabric. I see some Moda in there. I see several different kinds of fabric in here, or several different lines. Evelyn Jackson made this with a Jenny Doan tutorial called Time Flies. What a pretty, pretty little quilt. I just think it's beautiful. The quilting on it's very nice, edge to edge. Brotherly Love. That's a really nice Quilt of Valor quilt. And it looks like it is a QOV quilt. It looks like it is the size. The fabric has got this, I don't think I've seen this fabric before. This one with the stars from the book called All-Star Quilts of Valor. Isn't that pretty? There's nothing like a red, white, and blue quilt in my mind. I just love them. This is the room with little quilts called Becky's Hands. Look at that. It looks like somebody has done fabric painting. This quilt was inspired by a newspaper photo of our daughter when she was 17 years old. Oh, how neat is that? Becky's horses. Aren't those hilarious? Over here, tucked behind this, is a pumpkin table topper. That's a lot of fun. Nice applique. This one by Sandra Salskoff is called Unnamed. And take a look at the blocks. It's like 4-patch with 4-patch. Isn't that a beautiful quilt? So, super simple block, you can see. She saw a quilt like it on Pinterest. You make some 4-patches, then you put them together in a big 4-patch. How fun is that? Blocks of Love by Gail Franklin, and this is an award winner. Stacy's Fabric Stash chose this one. Has some beautiful machine quilting on it. A lot of nice applique. Oh, this is fun. Look at the texture in that. That's really coming off the, look at the violets. Oh, how pretty. That is such a neat quilt. Here's one called Idaho. That is really cute. Japanese lanterns. Oh, this is beautiful. This is all Japanese fabric. You're going to have to go up close to see this. Look at the cranes. And next to it is characters.
Oh, because of her whole family. Yeah, because of Joe's family.
Scrappy kaleidoscope. So she has pieced these on her machine and then done fancy machine stitching on top. Oh, I'm loving the blue heron. This is a Tony Whitney designed the blue heron pattern. Look at this. Isn't that fun how the beak comes right off the quilt? I want to start doing some art quilts. That is pretty. It looks like that's some laser cutting on here. And look at the stitching down of all that laser stuff. That is something else. Oh, and it's an award winner. And above it is braided feather. This is an original pattern by Trish Robertson, and she has beaded this puppy. We're going in close. Look at that. Look at those beads. Boom, boom. And I think this would qualify as sashiko quilting. What do you think? The big stitch quilting that's kind of organic. Wow. That's really cool. Right next to it is Sea Turtle Cove. Isn't that pretty? This, I bet, is a kit. These are screen printed turtles. The colors are just gorgeous, aren't they? Penny Lane by Gail Wester. This is all wool. So she has embroidered all of these on here. In close a little bit. Gail, she did a fantastic job. Oh, so pretty. 'Tis the season. It's a Kimberbell pattern. You know, all the fun stuff they have on their patterns. Spring tulips. It's a table runner pattern that she changed into wall hanging. Yeah, she's machine appliqued those tulips on. Good job on the spring tulips. This is called Vase in Window. This has got a lot of thread art in it. A lot of metallic threads. How pretty.
Well, she did a good job on that.
Yeah.
Look at Astro. I love collage quilting. This is a Laura Heine pattern called Veggies. Laura Heine quilts, if you haven't done them, they're really crazy cut out and they're cut and glue. And look at her quilting on that, on the lemons. She has quilted this different from any other Laura Heine quilt, and she's done a lot of thread art quilting on it. Look at the coleus leaf. The beets. Are those beets? Yeah. Oh, this is charred because it's fruit and veggies. How fun. This makes me want to go home and do my Laura Heine quilt. I went to a garden party. See the lady's blue dress behind holding the basket? Lori Holt's cherry block and the Road to Oklahoma block from the Fat Quarter shop. It's called Love of Cherries. So those are Lori Holt's cherries in the corner. Isn't that adorable? All in reds. And it's quilted in cherries. This is just such a happy, happy quilt. I love it. See the cherries. Basket weave. And it is remnants of the quilt up above. If you take a look, you can see that. Look at, there's the butterflies. That's really fun. A lot of applique. How much fun is that? And look at the button. Look at the white wall tires. Those are buttons. That is so darling. Take a look. See that button? Isn't that just the cutest? So this is an Amy Bradley design kit. And those adorable trailers are so fun. Look at the little blinds with the buttons. Isn't that just adorable? I can't stand it. This is so cute. The Girls by Margie Lang also. Those are some cute applique, Margie. And Cinda Jensen did the Sisterhood of Quilters.
That's why you have category.
Is that how we look, you guys? That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at this. Do you see yourself in there? Maybe this is my face, but not my butt. It's too skinny. Look at this. Hey, Lynn, is this how we look?
Absolutely.
I'm here with my friend Lynn, and it's like, oh, yep, there's me. There's me. Look at the fanny. I found myself. And this is Lynn right here.
Oh, well, not quite.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I love those screen prints. Those are a lot of fun to look at. Flower show quilt. Isn't that pretty? I think it's darling. And what you can't see from being back here is all the buttons that are sewn on. I'm going to take you right up close and show you the buttons. Look at the pink fox gloves right here. Okay? Watch what happens when you get close. There's a bee. And those are appliqued on somehow. But look at the buttons in the foxgloves. Isn't that just stinking cute? And here's a vase of several different kinds of flowers. What a great idea. Wow. Oh my gosh, I didn't see the border. Look at the border buttons. How cute. Pattern is called Flower Show Quilts by Erica Caprow. And she used all these buttons from her grandmother. She looked for a pattern where she could use these buttons. Here's 2 more by Wilma Coates. She has a ton of these quilts in. I think she probably put a dozen quilts in. And they're all embroidered. She pieces them by hand, and then she ties them by hand. I'm here at the vendor's hall. And this store is, well, let me see if you can read it off of this. It's hard to see. Can you see that it says Stacy'sFabricStash.com? Stacy is a local gal, and she has an online store. I love Stacy because she supports my retreats. But she has a whole bunch of 1-yard pre-cuts here, and she has some neat stuff in her shop. Look at this beautiful apron. You need to know that it's like a heavy linen. It's Rifle Paper Company. She loves Rifle Paper Company, can you tell? Here's a bunch of Rifle. Ooh, I wasn't gonna buy anything, but I may have to buy some yardage of Rifle and make an apron. What I want to show you, there's the canvas tote bag that she made with Rifle. Here's what I want to show you. Look at the rug in her shop. Oh yeah, it's Rifle. Isn't that beautiful? That is so gorgeous. But it looks like there's a bunch of Halloween fabric there. Here is some Christmas fabric here. And look at this. You don't have to buy a yard of fabric like so many online shops. She has a lot of pre-cuts, but you can buy just what you need. So there's her QR code. She has some really fun stuff in her shop. Oh, look at this line. This is fun. Look at the carousel horses. This is Dear Stella fabric, one of my faves. And look at those cats. This is one of Dear Stella's designers. So, and this is a 3.5 yard bundle. A bunch of Dear Stella. Oh, dang it, I wish she hadn't brought Dear Stella and Rifle. This is some pretty fabric. It's called Grand Entrance. Isn't that pretty? She has everything here. She's got some panels. She has scissors, all fun little things. And here's some more. Oh, and guess who we have here? Stacy herself. Do you want to meet her? Okay. Twist my arm. Hey, Stacy.
Hi.
Thanks for having such a cute shop. Now, you're totally online, right?
I am. I have a website that I've had for 2 years, and I've started doing quilt shows and pop-ups so I can get out and meet people.
Oh, fun. Well, she's a lot of fun. And you know why I like Stacy? Because she supports my retreats. So she added to the swag bag for the 3 Quilt Amigas, and she's going to add to the swag bag for Sister Chick's Quilt Retreat coming up in September 3rd. If we can find some room, we may do a pop-up store and Stacy will run it, but I don't know if we have room. It depends on how many of you register. So that's what we're waiting on, Stacy, to see if we have an extra room. So
I may just have to buy a spot.
oh, do it out of your bedroom. Oh, how fun. Well, Well, is this your first time doing the Valley of Plenty Quilters Quilt Show?
This is my first time up here in Emmett, and was really excited when I got a spot.
Oh,
and I'm
good.
here with some of my favorite people, and I'm meeting
more
and seeing
Guess
old
who's
friends.
Guess who's next to Stacy on the other side?
And your friend.
Sally? Yeah, our friend Sally from Sally's Back Porch, which you guys all know. So, and Verl's over there behind us, but look at her cute little shop. Hey, check this out. She's doing a summer pop-up shop, June 21st, July 19th, August 16th, at this address, 719 Forsythia Drive, Nampa, Idaho. Oh, you're giving us refreshments and a gift with purchase?
Yes.
And we do. So,
It's going to be different every time because it's not going to be boring. So don't
did you hear that? So her shop is going to be, what, the same every time?
No, not the same every time. That's boring. We're going to have different fabrics at each one. They're going to have a theme, and you get progressive gifts if you come and purchase. And
What a great idea.
wants to be
I think
boring?
that's so neat. So I would like, if you're in the Treasure Valley or the Boise area or Emmett, check out Stacy's Fabric Stash Summer Pop-Up Shop. Is this going to be available online at all? Will there be online specials?
yes, there will be online specials.
So I don't know if you can hear, my phone's over by me. So there's going to be online specials. So go ahead and check this out, all right? She's on a website. She has a Facebook account and an Instagram account. So there's a QR for her Instagram. Screenshot that baby. Or screenshot that baby for her Facebook. Or screenshot that to go to her website. So go check out my friend Stacy and let's support her and get her going, because you know what, girls? We need more quilt shops like this. Too many quilt shops are closing down too fast. For those of you who've watched my videos before, you know where I am. This is Verl. Hey, Verl.
Hello.
Hi. He does pens and more. Here's Verl's information. So feel free to email or give him a call if you want to order something. And he has something new for us sewists and quilters. I was so excited when I saw it. These are seam rippers that you can wear around your neck. That's fun. Always know where your seam ripper is. Crocheting is huge. He has crochet hook sets, and the size of the hook changes. And here's what's new. Look at that. There's a little scissor snip on this. So look at this. Isn't that cool? So a great thread snipper if you're doing handwork. I love that. And then it's a seam ripper on the other side. These are all seam rippers. Look at the pretty colors he has and the fun things. What kind of wood is this, Verl?
Cody, I think.
Cody wood?
And the next is Purple Heart.
Oh, this is wood. Oh my gosh, it sure is. Purple heartwood. Oh, how pretty. And then, of course, these are resin, and they're so pretty. If you want something, here's Verl. Give him a call. Order something up. He does great work. I think he's a quilter's best friend, right?
I am.
That's because his wife is one of the Valley of Plenty quilters. This is all Sally's Back Porch Fabric Shop that everybody's shopping. Remember, I did a live from Sally's Back Porch about a month ago. Look who's here. Sally herself. Hi, girlfriend. How are you?
Good.
I didn't see this in your shop. That's a cute sign.
I know, my friend made this for me.
Oh, how
And
neat.
she was relieved when I said just do Sally's, not Sally's Back Porch Fabrics.
Right. I can see why. I see this panel, and there were two quilts that used, see this panel?
That's the
There-
last one I have.
There were two quilts in the quilt show that had used this panel, and they did such a cool job with it. And there it is. You have quite a few panels, don't you,
I
Sally?
have a lot of panels, a lot of wildlife panels.
A
by
lot.
Hoffman. They're digitals, and I have a lot of other panels. I sell a bunch of them.
And the reason she has so many panels like that is because this is Idaho. Again, we're Idaho people. Oh my gosh, look at this darling fabric she's cutting. It's Bigfoot. Isn't that hilarious? I'm going to go ahead and link down in the description box the video that I did live at her shop, and you will love it. And see this cow fabric? It's Cuddle. And my girlfriend, I bought a yard of it from my girlfriend who raises cows, and they have their living room done in this, and she made pillows out of this. She absolutely loves it. So she has a huge wide selection. She has a ton of cell fabrics. Those are all on the back porch, and there are some panels on the back wall. Here is a bunch of panels that she brought. I'm sitting here with my friend Sarita from JK Quilts, and you probably see her sisters Jen and Liz on forever, but you can see a definite family resemblance. But JK Quilts is one of my LQSs, and if you don't know what that means, what is it, Sarita?
Your local quilt shop.
That's right, local quilt shop. Sally's has become a local quilt shop when you want to go for a nice fart. On that fabric acquisition road trip. But they have an awful lot of stuff here. As you can see, it's all behind me, and there's just tons and tons of stuff. So what's new at your shop, Sarita?
Well, my sisters make tons of samples, so all of these quilts are new.
Oh,
the one
wow.
right behind us is our new block of the month that starts in September. It's
This
called
one?
Mayfair.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's very pretty. I've taken classes from Janelyn, your mom. Loved it. She's a lot of fun. And Blue Block and I spend an inordinate amount of our money at JK Quilts. We're terrible. We support Sarita and her family.
Yeah, Mom's been doing a lot of bag classes lately, so
Has
we're
she?
having
Oh,
lots of fun in the shop
bags.
with bags.
Do you guys like bags? They are so much fun.
Super fun.
They're anyway super fun. So they have a lot of stuff here. So come and check them out. And if you don't catch them here, you can catch them at their store in Meridian, Idaho. This is the last shop on the vendor in the vendor room, and it is my very close LQS. Maggie's on Main, which you have heard me say so much about, and they have so many cute things. And oh, look who's here. This is Maggie herself. Hi, girl. How are you doing? Hi, Di. So tell us what you have new in quilting, because just so you know, Maggie is a fine art artist, and she paints. So she teaches painting classes also. But she's learning to quilt, right?
Yes, this is my first real quilt.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
first
gosh.
one.
Look at this. I'm so proud of you, Miss Maggie.
Thank you.
That is really cute. And I'm sure you have this fabric in there.
We do. We have kits available. Excuse me.
Oh, it's
We have kits available. That was what
Harmony.
we did for a shop hop. this
oh,
year.
how fun. How fun. That is really cute. And Sweet Land of Liberty, she's got kits. She has a lot of kits in her shop. And then something I don't think people know about your shop is that you have a lot of
Cross stitch.
cross stitch.
We have a lot of cross stitch.
So cross stitching is huge, right?
It is.
And-
I'm actually working on one right behind us.
Are you? Oh, look at this setup she has.
This is what I'm cross stitching.
Oh, cute. That keeps her
So
frame.
this is going to go with my red work quilt.
Oh,
I
nice.
have. And so this is what the pattern looks like.
So, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but cross-stitch stores have virtually gone online everywhere. They're just closing down. And Maggie's has one of the biggest cross-stitch stores I've ever been to, and people from multiple states come and shop at your store, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, we get people from all over.
Uh-huh.
And come visit us, and we have drop-in groups, and people come and stitch.
Yeah, there's just so much that goes on at Maggie's on Main. It's so much fun. So if you're ever in Idaho, you need to check it out. But also, if you're a stitcher, she has got all kinds of embroidery floss, variegated, custom dyed stuff. What are they?
hand-dyed.
Hand dyed.
And hand-dyed fabric as well.
Hand-dyed fabric to cross-stitch on. You need to go check out that, and her quilting stuff is just marvelous. If you don't want to paint, there's something you can do. Thanks for coming along with me to the Quilt Show. I loved meeting everyone and seeing the gorgeous quilts, and I hope you did too. I want to remind you to go out to my website, sisterchicksquilting.com, to get your tickets to my quilt retreat. They're going fast. It's September 3rd through September 6th of this year. And if you like my video content, I'd love it if you would show me by subscribing and liking my videos. Keep the comments coming. I'll see you next week. Bye.